Hey guys, Matt here. This is my review of Killer Elite. Now this movie is directed by Gary McKendry and it stars Jason Statham, Clive Owen, Robert DeNiro with Dominic Purcell. When I first saw the trailer for this movie, my instant thought was, alright, cool, another Jason Statham movie. And then I saw Clive Owen and I thought, okay, this will be interesting. But then I saw the man himself, Robert De Niro, and I was completely sold. Now the plot of this movie is a little confusing, and there's a lot of convoluted elements to it, but the basic plot is simple. Jason Statham plays Danny. Robert De Niro plays Hunter. Clive Owen plays Spike. Alright. Now, the plot is Jason Statham's mentor, Hunter, is kidnapped doing a mission. And so his captors tell Jason Statham, we'll give you your mentor back if you take care of these 3 people for us. If you kill these 3 people that we have beef with, we'll give you Robert De Niro back. And so, while Jason Statham is doing his missions, along comes Spike, Clive Owen, who's coming after him. And that's the basic plot. Now, this movie isn't your typical action Jason Statham movie like, say, Transporter or War. Instead, this movie is, to me, just like Jason Statham's Mechanic mixed with Jason Statham's The Bank Job, because there's a lot of story in this movie. And though there is action, it's not action-packed. There's more story and it kind of drags, but then when there is action, it's really fast-paced and it's really edge of your seat. It's really intense because you don't know what's going to come next. Now, this movie is based on a true story, which was even more fascinating because there's a lot of elements in this movie. There's a lot of characters. There's a lot of crosses and double crosses and triple crosses. And there's a lot of things that really make you believe that this actually happened. Now, as far as the acting goes, Jason Statham, you know, he's always good. Clive Owen, I really liked him in this movie. Usually Clive Owen's very hit or miss for me, but I really liked him in this movie. Maybe it's because he has a mustache, I don't know. And then Robert De Niro, good as always, though. In this movie, he pretty much played himself. If Robert De Niro was an expert with weapons and was pretty much an awesome spy and soldier back in his day, that's pretty much what he played. Just an older, almost retired butt kicker. Now, I do have to say that this movie is only an hour, 45 minutes. It does feel kind of long because, like I said, there's a lot of story to it, so there's a lot of talking, but it's not to the point where you're drifting off. The only problem I have with the movie was because it felt long, every time I thought the movie was going to end, there was more story, which I'm glad, because if this movie was simply, okay, Jason Statham does the mission and then succeeds, movie over, I wouldn't have liked it as much. I would have said, it was okay. But because this movie, you know, has a lot of twists and turns, a lot of things you don't expect in it, that made the movie more entertaining and more enjoyable. So, if I had to rate this movie from 1 to a 5, I'm giving it a 4.5. Just because I'm glad there was more story than I initially thought. I'm glad that it ended the way it did, because had it not, I would have been like, oh, okay, just typical story. And I even liked how it was based on a true story. I liked how this movie was based on a book called The Featherman, which they actually mentioned in the movie. And this is not a remake of the 1975 movie of the same name with James Caan and Robert Duvall. So, if you're a fan of Jason Statham, it's worth checking out. If you're a fan of Clive Owen, it's definitely worth checking out. And if you just like spy, espionage thrillers, then give it a look. So, till next time, guys, see ya.